Hi guys, Sandy here from the Paddle School, and in this home workout video we're going to go through a lower body session. Now in this session you're not going to need any equipment, we're just going to use a mat and a chair, which I'm sure you'll all have at home, and the purpose of this is to give you a 20-minute workout that's applicable to the sport that you can do at home. Now I can't control the audio if there's people cutting grass or dogs barking. If that's the case then I'll switch to a voiceover, but I'll still be showing the exercises. Now, without further ado, let's kick off with a warm-up, which we'll do before every session. It's 3 or 4 minutes, and it's similar to the one that I would do before paddle. So let's go straight into it. So starting with a light cardio exercise, normally do this for about a minute. If you've got a skipping rope, that's a great exercise to do. But if you don't, you can always just do the bouncing on the toes. Mix up the footwork, do some hopping, do some jumps from either leg. Normally a minute is fine to get your heart rate up. Now we go into the runner stretch, which is focusing on the hip flexor, keeping the chest up and the foot planted at the front. The back leg stays nice and straight, and you're just pulsing here under control. If this is a bit difficult getting in this position, then use a chair. That'll be easier for you. You keep your chest nice and upright using the chair in front of your body. Then you want to go into some ankle mobility, using your elbow to push the knee in slow controlled circles. And here you've got to really make sure the front foot is planted, the back leg stays straight, and you're doing it in a nice slow tempo. Then you're going to go into the dynamic hamstring stretch, where you go up into almost like a downward dog position, stretching that front hamstring. And you can see here the leg doesn't quite get fully straight, it doesn't need to, as long as you feel that stretch. This next position is always good. It's a downward dog position here, so you get a nice stretch through the shoulders, you feel the stretch through the back of the legs and the glutes, because you're obviously trying to get that nice triangle shape if you can. And it obviously takes a bit of practice to get into that position. Now you can see here my heels aren't down because I don't quite have that flexibility in my legs, and it's fine if they're not. You just want to work what's best for you. Here I'm doing an opposite angle toe touch, so my hands are touching the opposite ankles and I'm keeping in that position. So it's a bit of work for my shoulders and core, keeping in a good position. Now if you find both of those difficult, you can do this on your knees, where you kind of do the downward dog, almost like a child pose, then go up onto all fours, and you're doing the slight twist with your back there. That's a regression. Now this is a good little exercise for the shoulders. It's called the back scratch, and you pretty much do that, just scratch your back. Next come a set of forward and backward lunges. Now I've got my arms up in the air and I'm twisting through the torso, rotating left to right in that nice lunge position, keeping good balance, keeping solid foot contact with the front leg. Here I'm also doing it where you tilt side to side. You don't need to do both of these. One of these would be good enough for a warm-up, but I'm just showing you both here now. So now you've done your warm-up, we're going to go into the first group of exercises, which is 3 exercises. So we start with the lunge jumps, which is a power exercise where you're jumping, exploding up. The second one is crossover lunges, where you'll be stepping backwards and twisting. And then the third one is the prisoner get up. From your knees you'll be stepping up into that lunge position. Now the first one is explosive obviously, but the other 2 you want to do under slow controlled tempo. We're going to do one followed by the other, and then 4 sets in total with a 2-minute break in between. Now the easiest thing to do is, after I finish talking, I'll go through the exercises and show you the demonstration, but then to pause it until you've done your 4 sets, and then we'll go on to the next set of exercises. So here, go through full range of motion, get nice and low and drive up with that leg, trying to keep your back nice and straight, exploding into the jump if you can. Second, reverse crossover lunges. Here you're stepping back from that front leg, stepping behind and across, keeping good foot contact with that front foot and keeping nice straight back with good balance if you can. Third exercise is prisoner get up, starting on your knees, stepping forward and driving up with that front leg. That's where the power comes from. And you want, again, good solid foot contact with the ground, nice controlled speed, and your back up straight. Pause now if you're going through the workout at the same time. Okay, so the next set of exercises are only going to be 2. We're going to start with the RDL, which is, you can either do assisted holding onto a chair, or you can do without the chair, where you're going back and you're using a lot of glute and hamstring, followed by a sideways step up. So you're going to have the chair, you're going to step up sideways, and both of those are going to be controlled tempo. You want to go down to the count of 3 and then up to the count of 3. We're going to do one followed by the other in a superset, 4 sets, 2 minutes break in between. And again, if you're following along with this, just pause now and then we'll go on to the next one. Or if you're doing this just to know the exercises, then carry on watching the video. So these single leg Romanian deadlifts are easier if you're assisting with the chair. It's keeping you balanced and helping you do that. You ideally want to keep that back leg straight. The front leg can have a slight bend in it. And if you're doing it without the chair, then it's really good to balance on that front leg. You want to try and have as much control as possible and a nice slow tempo. You don't need to force yourself so you're going to the extreme. It's better you're under control and slightly less range of motion as long as you're feeling that stretch in the hamstring and glute, and then obviously that's what's pulling to get you back into position. This sideways step up is all about control. You want to push up with control and then especially coming down, nice slowly coming down, foot contact to the ground, and then go up again. It's all about control with this exercise. Again here, pause if you're doing this workout at the same time. The last two exercises of this workout are going to be the glute bridge and the hamstring walkout. Now, both of these are quite tough exercises. You want to do this again, slow and controlled. We're going to do 2 sets, 2-minute rest in between, and that will be the end of this lower body circuit. So with this glute bridge, you want your feet hip width apart. You want to be controlling the up and down with your glutes and your hips, and it wants to be going at a nice even speed. You don't want this to be a jerky exercise. And now the hamstring walkout. This is really tough. Try and keep on the heels of your feet if you can, going all the way straight, and do little step by little to bring yourself back in. Your hips stay off the floor the whole time. This might take a bit of practice if this is the first time you're doing it, so don't worry if you're not getting full range of motion. Just go out as far as you comfortably can. I hope you enjoyed that workout. It should have taken you about 25 to 30 minutes. If it took you a bit longer, that's absolutely fine. It's better you take your time and get the right technique, so that's no problem at all. This is the first of the home workouts, so let us know what you think down below in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one.